Hello, it is your sleepless god again, back with what if Harry Potter. Wait, sorry. What if Gilgamesh was in Harry Potter's body? Part six, part four, part four. Is it part four? Maybe part four. So last time we left off, I did mess up a little bit. It goes Troll Instant, then Quidditch, and they do fight Slytherin, and Harry still wins. Uh, but we talked about how Harry got into Quidditch. How Hermione and Ron and Harry became friends off of fighting the troll, and you know Harry killing it with a basically summoning one single one of his many weapons and spinning it as fast as he possibly can and shooting it at max speed. That is Mach 1 at this point. He'll get stronger as it goes. Uh, then, he plays Quidditch, uh, basically becoming the Gryffindor's secret weapon, in a sense of the word. He is a true mastermind of it all because he pretends like he's struggling, but he's actually doing really good as someone bewitched Harry's room. People think it's Snape. Basically, Harry and Hermione think it's Snape, but Harry does not. And let's get into that. As right now they're staying in Hagrid's hut right now, as everyone's cheering about Harry, catching the snitch, how impressive that was, and Harry is kind of sitting in a big chair with sipping on some tea as Hermione's like, it has to be Snape. I caught his robes on fire, and he says, I just don't see it. Because, as he takes a sip, like, it's a curse, yeah, but like, there's Dumbledore, there's all the other teachers there. I don't think he would do that in the open like that, just sitting there with the rest of the people. As Ron says, but it was the perfect hiding place. Couldn't ever see him. Says, Hermione, you saw him, right? Says, yeah, of course. You weren't even truly looking, yeah. Imagine someone like Dumbledore, who is as impressive as any other human being alive, one of the greatest wizards in the world. You think he didn't see that? Then why didn't he stop you? Maybe he didn't know exactly who was doing it. But if it was in the stands, in sight, you think Harry he couldn't see it? You could see it. That means he could see it. I don't think it's Snape. As he gets up out of the chairs, you see Hagrid finally walks in with some scones that are literally hard as nails. I see. This is what you guys talking in here? As he says, we're just talking about Snape bewitching Harry's room. It's like, Snape? No, not Snape. He Dumbledore trusts him. I trust Dumbledore. As Harry says, I don't think it's him either. Hermione's like, I think it is. He helped Dumbledore hide from the help Dumbledore out. He says, yeah, but I saw scratches on his leg when he was trying to, in Halloween when he was trying to get into the third chord, fucking Fluffy. That's what I'm saying now. He says, what do you know about Fluffy? As he's like, wait a second. As Ron, like, you know what that beast is? As it's like, of course. I trained that beast to help Dumbledore hide Nicholas Flamel. As he stops and he says, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. As Ron, he walks away, he's like, it is, isn't it? As Ginny and Ron's like, what? It's the Philosopher's Stone. As instantly snaps. Oh, yeah, I remember reading about that. It's elixir of life, Ron says. Can turn any metal into gold. Why would he want to have that? Well, He's weak, isn't he? Voldemort? If someone's trying to give him strength. Snape. We don't know that. And that's the best way to go. As, time passes, as the snow starts to cover the grounds, as the lake is now frozen over, as it almost becomes miserable for everyone else but Harry, as, they can see the breath of their air, as potion classes stay the same, as, they still kind of do some dumb stuff here and there, as uh, Harry and Ron and Harry and Ron and fuck and Hermione still trying to do some digging on Nicholas Flamel, on news reports or anything like that. They found a couple articles that says he surrendered. Well, a couple articles saying that he is looking older than previously, and it seems like his color is fading from his body. With that, though, Harry still trying to find out and still sneaks around the castle as best as possible to, in the nighttime, trying to find out who might be hiding, the Philosopher's Stone. As, he hears some chatter, but not a lot. And surprisingly enough, Quirrell is quiet as a mouse in his office all the time. But he does hear some whispers. Quirrell talking to himself. Interestingly enough. As finally him and Ron are talking, he says, I don't know, as they hear loud breathing as you see a tree come into places. Hagrid pops up and says, "Hey, you boys, you want to come to the Great Hall? I just got to the final tree cut down." As he says, "Yeah, we can help you out a little bit. Do you need any?" I was like, no. I was like, as Draco Malfoy pops up and says, "What are you trying to do?" Now, what I did that accent? What are you trying to do? Get some new work? Guess Hagrid's hut looked like as he says, "Don't finish the word," as he holds back Ron. Really, I don't get it. The insults about money and all that stuff. Does money just do shit for you? He says, "What? What are you talking about? Money gives me power." Power? Let me tell you this. Let me ask you this for 1 second. Does money actually give you power? He says, "I can make anyone do anything with money." Yeah, you can make stupid people who don't have any morals, standpoints, do anything that they want with money. Not noble people, not the strong. You can give them millions of trillions of quadrillions of gold nuggets and galleons, but still, they won't do you. And true enough, he leans up to Malfoy's face. "You could pay the world trying to kill me. And all of them would die underneath my feet." As he walks away, as Ron says, "That's true. Could he pay anyone?" He says, "He could pay as many assassins as he wants. I honestly believe they won't even get close to him. Me, at least." As Ron says, "Why did you say him?" As he says, "Don't worry about it. Let's see the Great Hall, though." As he walks into the Great Hall, it's beautiful. It's literally gorgeous. Food is on the table, looks delicious, as it sparkles with gold and everything beautiful. As he eating his food, he realizes that Ron looking at him and says, "You don't have to defend me like that. He says, "I don't want any of you two to get into any more fights. No, we can't lose any more points to Gryffindor, okay?" As Harry says, as Ron says, "Yeah, I get it. We want the House Cup." I say, "Yeah," and I could hear uh, Snape's footsteps coming down the hallway. If you try to attack him, we would lose some points. He says, really? Yeah. He says, yeah. Yeah, I did. As we go into a different viewpoint, a different section, we go to Snape. We go to Snape in his office, particularly. As he's holding his hands tight as he looks at a page and he's reading it and he looks at it and he just says, as he shuts the book dramatically and he says, I need to tell him. As he walks, as he makes it into the headmaster's office, Dumbledore. As he opens the door and he shuts it and says, Snape, how you want? Do you need some candy? I was like, no, that's us. Like, I got some, some lollies, delicious. I want you to hear something that I heard Harry say to Draco Malfoy. Smiles. What did he say? Was it something scathing or remarkable, like what he did at the beginning, or something? He says none of that. He said that Draco always insults Ron, with his money situation. And Harry asks, why do you care about money so much? Dumbledore smiles and says, yes. And I'm guessing Harry said geniusly that some of us can't be bought by money. Money's just a tool, an item. And that's money can't do anything for the weak, even if they have a massive sum of it. If someone's stronger than them, they'll just take it. He says, yes. But he said this, that Harry could take down any of them. He could order, if he could pay us all off to attack him, there wouldn't be a person in this world that could take him down. As the headmaster smiles and just says, and I believe it. I believe it to a cause. We would have to summon heroes to kill him. Maybe not right now. Not all of them. But sooner than later. If we want to get him killed, if ever, we would have to summon heroes of legends that are so strong that the world would shake itself. Are you planning? And he says, never. I'm never planning to kill Harry. I'm just saying, if the Dark Lord wants to ever try, that would be my first plan of deception. As we go back to Harry, as Harry is happy, he's starting to learn some wizard chess from Seamus and Finnegan, and same as Ron. Ron challenges Harry to a game and he loses. As Ron says, how did you? Says, and he explains his movements. As some of the chess people look at him and they bow. Is that just? He says they can realize I'm a king. Stronger, faster, better in some categories. As he smiles at Ron a little bit and he says, so they listen to my orders directly. They never hesitate. They never stop. As he picks up one of the pieces and looks at him as the pieces wink at him. They know I'm trying to take his best care of his heart. Puts the piece back down as he says, as the day goes by, as Harry finally goes to sleep, when he wakes up, there's presents underneath his bed. As he looks over at Ron, and Ron actually has more presents than even Harry does. As Harry looks around and he says, what are these? As Ron says, what's going on, Harry? As he says, I got presents. As don't you normally get presents? As he says, no, almost never. As he grabs one and just rips it open as he sees a sweater and some candy. Are those gelatin? Something of the sort. I don't know. Oh, you got a Weasley sweater. I know you don't. As he instantly puts the sweater on, feeling the warmth and everything around him, as he says, "Of course I'm putting it on. Who do you think I am?" As he opens another box, as it's from Durnan Versley, as he gives him a £50 note. I guess I could save this. Puts the box away, as Ron says, "Is there anything else?" As he says, "Yeah." As he opens the box, as he sees it, as he knows what it is before he even unravels it, it's an invisibility cloak, he says. But he looks at it. It's not a normal one. He has invisibility cloaks, many as in his vault. He knows what it looks like. He knows what it smells like. He knows what it does, and he knows what its max and minimum function is. This is something made by no human being, made by a god. As he looks at it, it says, as the abilities of it can only be used by another god. True invisibility. And what I mean by that is it only can be used unless two things are a fact. Number one, the user of the invisibility cloak is in so much danger that they need to be entirely forgotten. Or number two, the use of the invisibility cloak is used by another D&D god. As he's looking at it, he says, Ron, as Ron finally says, I wish I could have an invisibility cloak, as he says, you have something more than I could ever have. As Ron says, what? Family. As someone opens the door, as it's Fred and George's. Fred is blasting out laughing as he says, I see you got another Weasley cloak. I'm happy that they, they say our names. Fred, Forge and George. Something of that sort, he says, as what about yours, Ron? Put it on. As Ron says, I don't like the color, as he puts it on. Not still liking it, even though he doesn't like it as himself. As Fred says, good job, younger brother. As Percy opens the door, he says, as he walks in with the sweater, as Fred says, what are you doing? As George says, put it on. As he says, as he grabs it and he sees a perfect P on it. He says, prefect. Smiles as the other brother grabs his arm as he puts over as everyone has their sweater now. As they all have a fun time, Fred and George messing around with Percy, as Percy plays wizard chess with Ron as he loses. Percy loses because Percy actually kind of sucks at wizard chess, not surprisingly. Percy runs around trying to get the boys as Harry smiles, knowing this is what he wished he could have. And he stands up and grabs Ron's shoulder and says, never forget this. This is the greatest gift a person could ever have. Family. As he realizes, though, with the invisibility cloak, he can sneak better, as he sneaks all the way down to the dungeons. As he hears conversation with another person. Is this Snape? Yes. I believe it's Quirrell. And here's Dumbledore. You say so. What's your evidence? Well, before he even came back, he's been acting weird. He would never had this sporadic thing about the back of his head. And I've been seeing him running around. All around the castle in the middle of the night. Any excuses? None. None that makes sense, at least. As Harry is leaning against the door trying to listen as he hears footsteps going back to the door. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Severus. Please take care. As Harry says, shit, as he leans against the door. Leans against and using the full abilities of it. Make him completely and utterly forgotten. As he opens the door, as her Dumbledore looks around and keeps on walking, as Harry starts to walk as well, as he turns off the ability finally, as he hears a meow. As he looks behind him as he sees Mrs. Norris. Shit. As he sees his feet are not completely covered, as he blasts, running as fast as he possibly can, as Mrs. Norris runs away to get Filch, as he takes a left, a right, as he ends up at a door, as he opens it, shuts it, quietly. As he looks into the room itself, it looks like an empty classroom. As he looks over, as he stands right next to a mirror. The mirror of Erised. As he smiles. As he hears Dumbledore's voice right behind him. You know what this does, don't you? As Harry says, yes. It shows you what you want. As Harry stares into it, as you see a green-haired man grabbing Harry's hand, holding on tightly, as he sees out into his kingdom, marvelously built. I see the world in the palm of my hand. As this is where we're going to end off the video. I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye!